So any questions from the previous session? So I think in previous session we have covered about email templates, right? So have you practiced all the email templates and whatever we have seen so far? Okay, let me take it as yes. We'll start today's session. I'll share my screen. Okay, so today we are going to cover a topic called workflows. Okay, workflows is a concept, okay, which will help us to create automation. Okay, so if you want to automate some logics based on the business requirement, then we need to go for workflows. Okay, so by using workflows, mainly we can perform two type of actions. One is immediate action. Okay, second one is time dependent action. Okay, so these are the two types of actions which workflow will provide. So, and what type of actions that it can perform? Type of actions. So, first one, workflow can create new task. Okay, I'll tell you what is task. Second one, workflow can send email notification. And third one, workflow can do field update. Fourth one, workflow can send outbound message. Okay. So these are the four activities that workflow can able to do. Okay. So these actions can be performed with some evaluation criteria. Okay. So that is based on some conditions. Okay. So these conditions are there actually three types. This will be performed in three types. First one is created. Second one is created and every time edited. Third one is created, okay, and every time edited, okay, with meeting the subsequent criteria. So we'll see what are those three things and how can we able to do all those things that we will try now. Okay. So first, okay, you should know two things why we need to go for workflow. Workflow will do some automation based on the business logic. Okay. So based on the business logic, if you want to do some automation, we need to go for workflow. Okay. And in workflow, we have two types of actions. One is immediate, second one is time dependent. Okay, immediate action which will perform, okay, whenever the record is created or modified. Okay, and time dependent. Okay, so it will take some delay and it will do the same action. So these are the same four actions that workflow can able to perform. Okay, so these actions can be performed with this evaluation criteria. Okay, so that we will cover it. First one. So in yesterday's session, we have created email templates, right? So we have created email templates because to test today in workflows, we need to test the email notification. The second point, second type of action is there, no email notification. We are going to test that one. Okay. So now we'll go to org, we'll search for workflow rules. Okay, so we'll go to workflow rules and here you can see continue. Okay, and the moment you click workflow rules, you have one message. Okay, just go with this message. Okay, so the message is okay, go with flow builder. This is the future low code automation. You can do everything, whatever you can do with workflow. Okay, so because workflow is going to retire, okay, it's going to retire, but the reason that we are learning workflow is two reasons. Okay, one is there are already so many existing workflows are there. Okay, we need to know how the workflows, existing workflows are created. So that is the one purpose. Going forward, you are not going to create any new workflows in real time. Okay, but you should know how to create workflows. And second one is like suppose say that uh, you have a workflow and you have a flow. However, the approach is there, right? For workflow and flow, approach will be the same, only the tool will be different. Okay, right. So let's create a new workflow, select new rule, continue with workflows. Okay, so what we are going to do? So first we need to decide what we are going to do. So we'll use case number one. Okay, what we can do is yesterday we have created some candidate email templates, right? So send a email notification upon creating a new candidate. Okay. So whenever the new candidate is getting created in our org, we are going to send an email notification. Okay. So first we need to decide what exactly we are going to do. So let me go to candidate object. So in candidates, whenever we are creating new candidates, here the email field is there, right? Okay, so what we can do is we can check one condition. Unnecessarily, we don't need to send emails. Just we will see that whether this email field is filled or not. Okay, so first we need to choose the action. Which action we are going to perform? Action is definitely it's a email notification. Second one, right? And which criteria? Okay, the criteria is like we can use created evaluation criteria. Okay, why created? Okay, because whenever you create a new candidate, we need to get email notification. Whenever you modify the existing candidate, we really don't need the email notification, right? We just need the notification whenever we are creating new candidate. Okay, so that's why created option. Third one is you want to check any condition. So I just told you here we have email field. Okay, we'll just check okay whether the email is blank or not. Okay. If the email is not blank, then we need to send the email. Okay. So in order to send email notification, okay, template is mandatory. So that's why in yesterday's session we have covered email templates first. Okay. So let's see how to do this. So we are in workflows now. Okay. In workflows first, in which object we need to do that. So that is also we need to select this should be happen in which object. This should be happen in candidate object, right? So go to candidate object, select next. Okay. Now, so rule name you can give anything. This is um, candidate notification. Okay. So if you want to give any description, yes, you can populate description. Okay. So what is the action that we are going to perform? Email notification. What is the evaluation criteria? It is created. Okay. And what is the rule condition? Email should not be blank. Okay. Here, email, okay, not equals. Either you can use null. Okay. You can do it in two ways. Either you can use null, okay, or you can keep it blank. Okay, blank will take a null value by default. So save one. Next. Now, so we have completed step number 2. Okay, so the condition is email is not equal to null. Okay, even if you keep blank, it will take it as null. Okay, now what is the action that you want to perform? So here you can see four type of action. We'll select email alert. Okay, so in email alert, this is candidate notification. Okay, so template which we have created yesterday, you can choose any one template based on your requirement. Okay, so our template is there here. You can select any one template. Okay, so I'll choose text template. If you want to choose any other template, you can choose it. Okay, so you want to add any one person in the who will be the receiver. Okay, so the receiver will be, okay, whichever the email fields are there in our object, in that the name of the field is email, that is the receiver. And then if you want anyone to be included in CC, yes, you can include anyone's in the CC. Okay, so till you can 5 emails you can include in the CC. Okay, and then save it. Okay, now action is ready and select done and then make it active. Okay, that's it. So now let's check it out. Okay, candidate name, we'll just give some candidate name. Okay, phone number you can fill it. Mail ID, I'll just give this email ID for testing purpose. Email, right? So fees, if you want to fill it and then save it. So email address is filled. Okay, so now we know we need to go and check the email ID. See here you can see, right? So whichever the candidate name that is got populated, right? And this is the username, user email. So whichever the email template that we have included, right? So that is working properly. So this is clear, right? So let me know if you have any doubts. This is the first type of action that we have done it. Okay, it's clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the use case number 2. We'll go for the next action is we'll try field update. Okay, so field update, what exactly you are going to do? Use case is, suppose say that mm, here what we can do. Okay, so consider that this fees is 10K. Okay, so this is my own example. So almost similar real case, real time use case example only. Consider that the fees is 10K. Okay, if it is 10K, okay, auto populate the description field. Okay, auto populate the description field as premium candidate. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that is the task. If it is more than 10K, okay, more than 10K, not just 10K. If it is more than 10K, just make it as premium candidate. Okay, so I'm updating reason for joining. Okay, you can keep this as a description field. So in order to perform this, go back to the workflow rules, continue, new rule, continue with workflows, candidate object, next. Okay, the now we need to decide which are the things that we need. Okay, so again, which object is this? This should be candidate object, right? And which action is has to be performed? Field update. And what is the evaluation criteria? So this time it should be created and every time it's edited, right? So because whenever the fees is changing to 10K, okay, recent field has to be updated as premium candidate. Okay, and in case, okay, you are created, okay, and you are edited. Okay, if you are editing, it should be get modified. If you are not editing, this is not the action to be fired only at the time of creation. This action to be should be fired each and every time whenever you modify the record. Okay, so any condition would you like to ask? Like any condition would you like to check? Hmm, any conditions would you like to check? Any conditions is here? What we can check before? Okay, the condition is fees is greater than 10K. Okay, that is the condition, right? So now we'll do the field update. So the rule name is client or candidate description update. Okay, so this is created and every time edited. Okay, so you need to notice whenever created and every time edited, You cannot add any time dependent workflow, okay, because it will be keep on modify. It cannot able to add any time triggers. Okay, so the condition is fee should be greater than, okay, 10K. So if it is greater than 10K, then add a action called field update. Okay, so what exactly you want to update? You need to update the description field as candidate update. Okay, so which field you want to update? I want to update the recent field. Okay, so what exactly you want to update? You want to update as premium candidate. Okay, let's save and see. So make it active.
Hello.
Yes,
I want to check on that add workflow actions. Like only those four are available.
yes.
So other than that, like we won't be able to do anything for the workflows. Am I
No, no,
correct?
no, no. Yeah, it's a limited action.
Okay.
So let's create one more record and we'll test it out. So fees this time I'll give it as 12K. Okay, and then let me save this. So here you can see, right? So this field is automatically changed to premium candidate. Okay, so this you can take it as example, but based on this, okay, you will be having different type of requirements. So for it's clear, right? Okay, so the next one alone I'll go for next example is we'll move for task creation. Okay, first of all, what is task creation? That one we'll see. Task creation means like assigning some works, okay, assigning works to the user. That is nothing but task. Assigning some um, task to the user. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So first, we'll see how to create a manual task. Okay, I'm going to create a manual task. How we will create a manual task? So we have accounts. Okay, suppose say that in my accounts there is a new banking industry which is coming into my picture. Okay, suppose say that some bank is came into my picture. Okay, so some bank is going to create, and this is banking industry. So new account created. So by default here you can see there is a activity tab, right? There is a activity tab. Here you can see there is a new task. Okay, there is a manual use case I have. So manual task I have to create whenever the banking industry occurs, whenever the banking industry is coming as a record. Okay, I need to create a task, send welcome kit email. Okay, send welcome kit email and assign it to the user. Okay, some user, any random user. Okay, or you can, if you want, you can be specific to the any user. So to in order to do the manual task, okay, we are not doing any automation, we are doing manual task. So here task is there, just click this create task. Okay, subject, I want to send email. Okay, this task, okay, sending the email task should be completed within 2 days. Okay, and to whom you want to assign that user, you need to select here. For now I have only one user, so I'm selecting here. And what is the status of the task? Okay, so whenever you create a task, keep it in progress. Okay, so if you keep it in progress and if you just click save, so you can see under this specific record, okay, this is the new record, there is a task, upcoming task, which is pending, right? So if you just expand, you will get to know if so there is an upcoming task which is pending, and the task which is assigned to the person called, okay, some so and so person, and this task is in pending, the due date is in 2 days. Okay, whatever the task I have created, it is a manual task, right? Okay, I have created manual task. Now the client requirement is this action to be automated. Okay, the same action to be automated whenever the account, okay, whenever the account industry is banking, then send a welcome kit to the specific account. Okay, as a email. This is the task. This should be automated. Okay, so now we need to decide which object we need to do. Okay, so this here the object is account, right? And then action is action is. So this time also it should be just created, right? Whenever it creates, if you're sending email kit, that is fine. Okay, and then the third one is evaluation criteria. Any criteria that you want to check? Yes, the criteria is industry should be banking, right? Sorry, the evaluation action is new task, criteria is created, right? And then the condition is industry should be banking, right? Okay, so now if this is the case, you're creating a task, that is fine. Okay, now this task should get assigned to whom? Okay, that you need to decide it, that you need to take it as a client. This task should be assigned to some user. Okay, you can choose any user, and the due date is plus 2 days. Okay, plus 2 days from the date which when the task is created. Okay, that should be plus 2 days. Okay, and priority, I want to create as a high priority. Okay, and status should be changed to in progress. So these all should be automated. Okay, this is due date and this is name of the user. Okay, so now we'll go to workflows. Okay, and create new workflow rule, and this should be account. Okay, this is uh, banking task, Okay, this should be only created, and the rule criteria is account industry. That is industry should be banking. Okay, account industry should be banking and select next. So the action is here you can see new task, right? So new task to whom you want to assign, you can assign it to any users from your org. Subject is okay, welcome kit. You need to send the welcome kit. Okay, and the due date is whenever rule trigger date. That means whenever this workflow, whenever the trigger happens, okay, from there plus 2 days. Okay, and the status should be in progress and the priority should be in high. So this is the task should get automatically created. Okay, so once it is done, click on save. Okay, so make it done and keep it active. So now we'll test it out. So we'll go to accounts. We'll create one new account. Okay, and we'll choose the industry type as banking. I'll just save it. Okay, the task should get automatically created. Just save it. So here you can see send welcome kit. There is a task which got created automatically with the status in progress and with the due date with the priority. So everything is automated. Whichever the client expects, the same requirement will be automated like this. So, so far this would be clear, right?
I have one question.
Yes, yes.
So, like when we are assigning to a user in the
Yeah.
workflow,
Hmm.
so like can't we assign like randomly to anyone? Is there any like
Yeah,
specific
we
like only
can
we have left?
use randomly, we cannot assign it. We can assign it to some groups. From the
Okay,
group, anyone can pick this task.
okay, okay, got it.
So this is one type of activity. So far we have covered three actions. Okay, so these three actions only we can cover. This cannot be covered now. So this can be covered in the development activities because you should know what exactly this will do is this will send. Okay, I'll just give a hint. This will send SOAP based message to third party. Okay. So to understand this, you need to know lot about third party. So if you know about third party, then only you need to know what is third party. You need to know what is SOAP-based message. Then only you can understand this. So for now, you can ignore this action. Okay. So if you know only these three actions would be sufficient. All three actions that we have covered it in immediate. Okay. One action. Okay. One action I'll try to cover it in. Um, One action I'll try to cover it in time dependent. So in time dependent, okay, what we can do is suppose say that we have candidates, right? We have candidates. So in candidates, is there any due date field? Okay. So in candidates, okay, the moment it got created, right? The moment the candidate is created, here we will get created date, right? Created date, modified date, we will get all. So based on the created date, okay, based on the created date, suppose say that this is the task, okay. So it is like initially if they are not paying any fees, okay, candidate is joined, okay, but they want to pay the fees within 10 days, okay. Within 10 days, I want to send Uh, 5 days I want to send, before 5 days I want to send one reminder. Okay. And then before 3 days I want to send one reminder, and before one day I want to send one more reminder. So this is the action that we can perform it by using the time dependent. Okay. So here we can check two conditions. Okay. The object is candidate. Okay. The object is candidate. And the second one is action is email alert, right? Email notification. Okay. But that should be in time dependent. And then evaluation criteria is mhm. If the fees column is null. Okay. If the fees is empty, okay, then we need to send the email notification. Okay. And that email notification is like mentioned like above, whatever we have mentioned, the same thing. So within 10 days they need to pay the fees. Before 5 days we need to send reminder 1. Before 3 days we need to send reminder 2. Before 1 day we need to send reminder 1. Okay. So for this, um, evaluation criteria is not fees, this is condition. Evaluation criteria, what we can do is we can give created. Okay, because this should not be happen every time edited, right? So let's do this and make sure that, okay, I'm not going to create any templates. Okay, for reminder notification templates you can create the templates, you try it on your own. For template I will just attach a random example templates. Okay, so only the conceptual that I can show you how we can done it. Mhm. So select workflow rules, new rule. Okay, again, this is a candidate. Next, so this is candidate fee reminder. Okay, so this should be created. Okay, so here, if the fees, okay, if the fees is blank, then I need to add not immediate actions. Okay, I need to add the time dependent actions. Okay, so add the time trigger. So when you want to add the action, okay, whenever this record gets created, right, candidate created date. Okay, whenever the record gets created, from the date it should be 10 days, not 10 days, 5 days, right? So this is 5 days before the created date, not created date. I think I'm making some wrong. So what we need to do is here created date should not be there. This is not before, after created date. Okay, and add second one. This is 3 days after created date, and then add the third one, 1 day after the created date. Okay, so now we have included the action. Okay, so when it has to be performed from the created date, after 1 day, after 3 days, after 5 days, what is the action that it has to perform? We need to send email alert, right? So email alert, you can use anything. I'll just use candidate notification. You can use any reminder notifications. Okay, email, you can notify to any users. If you want add anyone in CC, add this one. This one you can keep it as 5 days reminder. Save it. Similarly, include the other three actions. Email alert, and this is 3 days notification. So similarly, oh sorry, this is 1 day notification. This is 3 days. This is fifth day notification. You need to do a little modification. I'll tell you what is that. Okay, save, right? Already 5 is there. Okay, so if it is a just you need to change the name. Okay, if it is 5 days notification, right? Just you need to change the description. 1 day notification, um, just change this name. Okay, and this one should be 3 days notification. This is right. This is 5. Okay, so make everything properly. So now all the three workflows are there, right? So this how exactly it will create? It will send the notification after 1 day, after 3 days, and after 5 days. Okay, this is not the case. This is not before. If you want to create, you can create before. Okay, so what I made it is after. Okay, all are same, right? I made this as after. Okay, so if you want to create before, yes, you can create before. That depends upon your requirement. Okay, so make this one clear and then make it done and make it active. So here it's asking from default workflow user. Okay, for now you can choose any one of the user here. Okay, now your workflow rule is ready. Okay, what we can do is this one we cannot test it, right? So if you send the email, okay, if you send the email, you need to wait for after 5 days, 3 days, 1 days, right? You need to wait. So instead of doing that, right, what we can do is, one second, this one in order to test this, one second, first of all, let me make it clear. Okay, in order to test this, okay, there is an option called time-based workflow. Okay, there is an option called time-based workflow. So there you can able to monitor it, whether this is triggered or not. Okay, there we can check it. Okay, so how we can check that one we'll see. So we have here you can see under monitoring there is a time based workflow. Okay, so now You have two options to check, not two options, you have many options. If you want to give process name, you can give process name. If you want to give object name, you can give object name to check whether there are any time-based workflows is fired on this specific object or not. Okay, equals, I'll just give candidate. I'll search for it. So at present, you can see there are no entries, right? There are no entries under this object. Okay, we'll just create one record and then we'll just do the search one more time. So create one new candidate. If the fees is empty, then only it will be fired, right? Okay, so now we'll go here and we'll search. You can see, right? There are three entries which got framed. Okay, so these three entries indicates that when the email got scheduled, 13th, there is one email got scheduled, 15th and 17th, right? So this is how we can work with time dependent actions. Okay, so this is how you can test it. You need to wait till the original message receives uh, with the mentioned date. Okay, hope it's clear, right? Any doubts or anything would you like to clarify? This is all about time dependent workflow. And so this is the entire workflow what we have seen so far. So these are the some use cases which you can even use it for interviews and you can use it for real times. Okay.